Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is clinging on to his job as Manchester United manager after a string of disappointing defeats piled the pressure on the Norwegian. Consecutive league defeats to Leicester and Liverpool have left members of the first-team squad losing faith in Solskjaer and his management team, with there being doubts as to whether they have got what it takes to reverse the current slump. The board has been consistently strong in their backing of Solskjaer, and club sources maintain that while the situation hasn't changed for now, there is an acceptance that there is a lot to do to turn the season around. Having had a planned day off on Monday following the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool, the players are all expected back at the club's Carrington training base on Tuesday to prepare for the weekend's game against Tottenham. Indeed, Solskjaer will be present to prepare the squad for Saturday's Premier League meeting with Tottenham, and considers it to be a normal working day. Crisis talks were held on Monday between Executive Vice Chairman Ed Woodward, Group Managing Director Richard Arnold and owner Joel Glazer as to how to move forward, with there having been huge external pressure calling for Solskjaer to be dismissed. After the 4-2 defeat to Leicester, club sources maintained there were no plans to sack the Norwegian, with Solskjaer having the trust and support of the hierarchy due to the progress made over the last 3 years and the belief that he could turn the situation around. While talk of a managerial change was played down by club sources on Monday night following the embarrassing loss to Liverpool, there is now an acceptance that there is a lot to do to turn the season around, with United currently 7th in the table. With United unlikely to make any public statement regarding Solskjaer's future, unless the decision was ultimately made to sack the 48-year-old, the debate will continue to rage as to whether he is the right man for the job. However, given that a number of the players are starting to lose faith with the manager and his coaching staff over tactics, methods and team selection, it appears likely to need a monumental turnaround for Solskjaer to continue in the long term. Could Solskjaer stay on as Man United boss? Of course, it is a possibility that Solskjaer could stay in charge at Old Trafford, in the same way it is a consideration that he could be sacked. When Jose Mourinho was dismissed from the role nearly 3 years ago, United were insistent that the Portuguese maintained the support of the board, even in the hours before they finally pulled the trigger. Should he still be in charge for the game against Tottenham, it will certainly be a must-win fixture, with pressure continuing to mount after the Red Devils claimed just 1 point from their last 4 league games. United's fixtures don't get any easier in the coming weeks either. A trip to Italy to face Atalanta follows the Tottenham game, before Manchester City make the short journey to Old Trafford in the final game before the international break. Who could replace Solskjaer? With all the talk about a potential sacking, there have been plenty of names that have already been thrown in the mix as to who could be next through the door at Old Trafford. Former Chelsea boss Antonio Conte is keen on taking the job, should it become available, with the Italian currently out of work and open to the idea of returning to the Premier League. Zinedine Zidane and Brendan Rodgers are 2 other potential candidates should United decide to sack Solskjaer, although ESPN reports that the former is not interested in taking charge.